Welcome to another episode on the channel. In today's video, the goal is to get the old Volkswagen to fire. Let's see if we can make it happen. All right, I've got a little bit of time today, so I'm gonna look at this engine a little bit. Now, luckily, I don't really see any evidence of any creatures that have been living in here. There's no nests or anything. None of the wiring looks like it has been chewed up. So first thing we checked, it's full of oil. It's at a good level, looks pretty clean. Now, is the engine frozen? Already got the wrench set. Engine is not frozen. That's good. Now I've gone ahead and already unplugged the fuel pump. I'm going to try to get it to fire on some starting fluid. We're going to run under the assumption that it was a fuel issue and that's why they parked it. So I've already put a battery in it. So let's connect it and then we'll just see if it turns over to build some oil pressure before we actually try to start it on the starting fluid. Okay, well, it's a nice healthy cranking engine. So let's give it a little squirt of starting fluid, see if it actually fires. I would have expected it to give a little fart or something. All right, just as a sanity check, I pulled one of the spark plugs and I'm going to crank it just to make sure we've got compression. All right, now obviously this isn't necessarily the right procedure, should be warmed up and whatever, but we just want to see if we have something. And it looks like we've got like a little over 135 on this cylinder. So that should be plenty of compression for it to run. And we'll assume the rest of the cylinders have compression, so that shouldn't be the issue. So I guess we'll have to start digging into the ignition system to see if we have spark. And also if we take a look at the spark plug, it doesn't look burnt, it doesn't look oily. So I really don't see any issues there pointing to like some catastrophic failure or issues with the engine. Now I have zero history on the maintenance of this car, and just looking around, I mean, it's hard to tell what has been replaced when. It's been sitting 10-ish years, so it's probably a good idea to just do a full refresh of all of the ignition parts, a lot of the fuel system parts, just so I'm starting from a good place. So now I have ordered all of the ignition parts. The only thing that has come in so far is the coil, so I've replaced that. I'm not real familiar with points and condenser systems. The only time I've had to deal with that is on my Corvair, but we immediately changed it to electronic ignition before dealing with any of that stuff. So the next thing I'm going to check, which, I mean, probably should have checked that before I started throwing parts at it, but we need to check the points. And like I said, this stuff is all ordered, but we can check it just to see if there's anything weird going on with the points, if they're burnt or way out of adjustment or corroded. I mean, that looks very corroded and it looks a little oily in here, so that's probably not ideal. We can get out the feeler gauge and check it, but yeah, I mean, it looks pretty corroded in there. Maybe slide a little piece of sandpaper in there, try to clean it up. All right, I got a little piece of sandpaper. I know the lighting is terrible. And again, all of these parts are on the way. So we've got cap, wires, rotor, point, condenser, coil's already in there. We've got power to the coil, so electrically it should be fine. But it'll be nice to just start new. All right, that's much cleaner. And then according to our manual, we need 0.4 millimeters. I've got the points reset. They're now within spec. Put our rotor back on, put our cap back on. And the cap is not original. It would be pretty much this color if it was original, or an original replacement. But the condenser, I'm pretty sure, is original. It has the Bosch stamp on it and the Volkswagen part number. And the coil that came out, it's a Bosch, and it has a VW Audi stamp on the top of it. So this is probably original. So definitely not a bad idea to go through and refresh all of this stuff. And while we're here, let's look at the cap, make sure it doesn't have any cracks in it. Don't see any. No pitting or anything on the contactors on the inside. All right, well, I guess let's see if it'll fire now. All right, let's give it a little starting fluid. Let's see what she does. Ooh. She farted. I think the corroded points were the issue there. All right, well, at least I know it will partially run and now stink up the garage. But I guess we'll just keep moving forward on it. This is probably a good stopping point for the video now that I know that it'll actually run on starting fluid. In the next video, I will start going through the fuel system. That may be a very involved process, so we'll make that a separate video. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to keep up with the status of this Volkswagen project.